XRP fans, we just got screwed. There was a big announcement with over $100 million worth of XRP, but there was a detail that was hidden until now. I've got that detail, and it has to do with OTC, otherwise known as we got screwed. How did we start the month of June off? Hacks, scams, and schemes. You want to talk about price action? I do. What about Jerome Powell? Did he cut rates? No, girlfriend, he didn't. Did Jerome Powell resign? No, he didn't. What about all those people on Twitter that said he would resign? Fucking retards, right? Let's call them out. You want price action? I think I already said it, but we'll talk about it at the end.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And here's something that'll take it down memory lane. Look at what I got up on the screen. LA Looks hair gel. Come on now, who had that back in the 90s? Yeah, baby, level 10 extreme hold. But before we get into the knob gobblers saying that Jerome was going to resign at 1 p.m. today, Garmin, help me out, girlfriend. What time is it? Oh, it's 4:08. There were no rate cuts. JP didn't resign. Losers! Before we get into all that, you know the deal. Your comments come first. Why? Because you, the viewer, matter most. That's why I don't lie to you. That's why I bring you the news, not the BS. Only Human says, XRP holder from down under. Well, good day, mate. Australia, big shout out, Klaus. Love your vids, man. Always on point with no filler. Thank you. I appreciate it. What else do I got for you? TDE 79.99 says, instead of 4K, how about you just go with the good old 80s broadcast look? Yeah, a little bit of shoulder pads, a little bit of elbow pads, maybe a tweed jacket. Ooh, I like that. That's right, I'm installing the extra RAM Ola in today. But Noah says, XMR Monero is also pumping. Privacy has a value. I totally agree with that. Speaking of Monero pumping, deep green up on the screen, sitting at 359. Bitcoin sitting at 104,764. ETH is 2543. BNB is at 662. Well, the doctor said, go fuck you. No, they didn't. They referred me to a specialist. Damn it, my day's getting worse and worse. XRP is at 217 while 8 is at 67.8. Doge in the memes hanging sideways while what? Oh, man, that Martini guy was one of them. He's got the blue check mark. He said that Jerome Powell was going to resign and do an emergency rate cut. This is what he posted. Update. Jerome Powell just finished speaking and didn't mention rate cuts or resignation. Bare Naked Crypto said, you probably should shut the fuck up next time about your rumors. You're a joke to this industry. I agree. That's why I gave the guy a big heart. And I am going to repost this. Follow me on Twitter down below. Why? Because we're going to take this a step even further. We're going to add a little bit of what to this? Let's add a little bit of retard crack pipe pay action to this. And I'm going to put this is what you look like, tard card. See, baby, that's why you got to follow me on Twitter, because I'm just as raunchy on there. So for real, anyone on Twitter that you saw that was promoting the crap, well, guess what? Some screw off. And we're getting screwed, everyone. I've got the proof. 2 major crypto hacks to kick off June with over 15 million in losses. That's right, everyone. What better way to start the crypto month of June with hacks? Whenever a bridge exploit happens, no matter how big or small, it hurts everyone in the blockchain industry. I agree with that. There's a desperate need for open, vetted, industry-wide interoperability standards as long as we, an industry, continue to rely on proprietary products where shared core infrastructure should exist. These kind of tragedies will continue to happen. That from OneChain CEO Timujin Louis. I agree. Hacks, scams, and schemes in crypto will always happen. But where did we as XRP holders get screwed? Well, I'm going to share that with you. But first this. Matt Hogan says, I think XRP world is embracing the idea that XRP and BTC serve different markets and that BTC thriving doesn't disrupt what XRP aims to achieve. Wait, what? No, we're all fighting for the same dollars. If XRP had big price action, it means we stole it from BTC. Wouldn't you be happy? We're all fighting for the same money. The reality is, sailors of the world want to crush the XRPs of the world. That's why sailors of the world keep saying BTC is the only crypto out there. Everything else is a joke. Everything else is a scam. But these players out there, like Matt Hogan, want you to think that, guess what? Oh, we're still winning. No, girlfriend. You know why? Because of this bullshit. Are you ready? BitGo to facilitate a $100 million XRP acquisition. Well, what happened? Remember the VivoPower announcement? Listen to this. BitGo will act as the company's, hold on, over-the-counter provider. That's right, OTC, which means it doesn't help out you and me, just like OPP. VivoPower will also rely on BitGo for securing its XRP reserves. Last week, VivoPower announced it had secured $121 million to launch an XRP strategic reserve. It also added SBI Ripple Asia CEO Adam Trademan to its board of directors. BitGo CEO Mike Belshi stated that the deal is the latest sign of institutional momentum. But here's the problem. Here's the press release. It even says it right here. VivoPower, having successfully raised $121 million, will leverage BitGo as an exclusive over-the-counter trading desk to acquire XRP. Which means, guess what? They're not going through the exchanges like you or I do. They're going OTC, which doesn't affect the price, which screws over people like you and me. So there you go. I hope you brought the lube on top of the LA looks, because you want to look good and feel good, even when the doctor says, guess what? You got to go see a specialist. Oh, God, this day fucking sucks. Volume for the crypto market, 100 billion. So who's making money? OTC players in the exchanges. We buy from the exchanges, but somehow the bigs get to buy OTC. They get to set the price of whatever they want, unlike us. And then when they get to dump on the market publicly, guess what? They then get to go and sell it to the exchanges. So they buy cheaper through the OTC realm, and then they get to dump it on the exchanges at the open market for a higher price. That means we get screwed. XRP price talk? Well, everyone, we're right now sitting at $2.17. Volume's at $2 billion. We're in the friend zone. The low friend zone, but we're in the friend zone. Right now, the 7-day chart for XRP looks kind of meh. I get it. The real frustration is what? All the liars that told us, like the Martini guy, that Jerome Powell was going to resign. There was going to be an emergency rate cut. Those were all lies. There were how many people out there that sent us those rumors? Lots of them. They're all grifters. Initial Heart says, I thought he was going to resign. What a shame. Well, you're a fucking moron that listens to these people. You are an idiot. God, come on now. I even told you yesterday, that's why you hit the notification bell. That's why you hit the subscribe button. I told you yesterday that this was planned. These were planned speeches by all the bigs of the Fed this week. Bostic was going to talk. The gal was going to talk. You had the Chicago guys going to talk. Everyone from the Fed was going to talk this week. This wasn't an emergency meeting. This wasn't going to be, we're going to lower rates. Because, in fact, let's go to the CME group and let's see what's the expectation that the Fed's going to lower rates. Oh, I'm sorry, they're not. 95% chance that they're going to pause. So that means most of these people on here are, guess what? Using you for views and grifting off of you. So there you go. Getting screwed yet again with OTC action and getting screwed again by blue check mark, blue ball losers out here screwing you over. This dude had 98,000 views on his post, which means he got paid, he got laid, BitGo gets paid, Vivo gets paid, and then they get to dump on the exchanges on us. Have a great fucking day. For real, LA looks, they still make the stuff. I told my wife, I was like, yo, I need to pull my hair back out of my face. I usually wear a headband, right? I was like, I gotta pull my hair out of my face. Just get me some cheap hair gel real quick. I usually use something with a little bit of frosty in it, you know, just can't pull my hair out. And so she got me this, and she's like, babe, doesn't this make you feel like you're back in the 90s? Like, hell yeah, girlfriend, it does. The hell am I gonna do with a bottle this size? It's gonna be like hair gel for like 5 years. Either way, love the gal. Yeah, VivoPower. Huge announcement, and then all of a sudden the deets come out that it's OTC buying, which screws all of us. Because you know what? They don't buy from the exchanges. Nope. Over the counter. That's total BS. You know, there should be a rule out there that they all have to buy through the exchanges. They all have to buy through the open market. Because the problem is this. They buy OTC, which means they're buying less than the market price. Then what happens is, when they're in the profit-a-roni zone, they then dump to the exchanges. They sell to the exchanges at market price. So then they make massive profits, and then the exchanges dump it onto us, and then there you go. That's how they make their money. So VivoPower is like, yo, we're going to support the XRP crew. Awesome. By dumping onto retail yet again. Jerome still got a job. Told you it would happen. Jerome didn't cut rates. Told you that was going to happen too. I even told you on Sunday that guess what? These speeches were planned, and yet the knob gobblers were all over Twitter trying to expose people for views. But if you watch this channel and you follow the channel, you were prepared for this. But there were people in those comments, and I showed them to you on the screen that were like, oh, I really thought Jerome was going to resign. Oh, I shouldn't do that. These glasses are really expensive and nice. I probably shouldn't do that. Hold on. Let me put my Gucci's on instead of the Oakleys. There we go. Gotta look pimpin' today. So yeah, come on now. Knob gobblers out there trying to screw us all over. What a joke, man. You know, this whole industry is turning into just an absolute I don't know what the right adjective is right now. I'm so frustrated with this, and I bet you are too, because this is just a shit show times 10. The only thing that could upset me more than this right now is if, nope, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to be demonetized. I'm trying to remain positive because this has not been a good day. It's not. But my extra 32 gigs of RAM did come in. Pretty cool. It's a little electrostatic case right here. I'm going to put that in tonight. The doctors did say that I have to go see a specialist because I'm having some severe problems. So I said, can I have fun and partake in extracurricular activities? And they're like, Klaus, at this point, do whatever the fuck you want to do because we can't tell you what. I like my Oakleys better, so I'm going to put that on. So they're like, do what you want because we're going to refer you out. And I'm like, okay, so I guess Klaus is going to party tonight and I'm going to game it. Gotta do something to have some fun. So choo-choo what? Choo-choo bitches, LA Look style, lifetime volume. Did I buy this over the counter? No. My wife got it from the shelf. I'll catch y'all later as more news breaks.